Have you ever noticed how two watches that are nearly the exact same size and diameter fit completely different on your wrist? It's because diameter is not the only thing you should be looking out for when you're looking at the way it fits on your wrist. It's called lug to lug, and let's get into it. Lug to lug is the measurement from the bottom to the top lug of the watch. The reason why this matters so much is because it's essentially how it's going to sit on your wrist. Meaning, if your wrist measures a certain distance from the top to the bottom and the watch measures over that, it might look a little weird or even fit weird. So many people focus on the diameter of the watch, meaning, is it a 40 millimeter watch, a 42 millimeter watch? Is it a 37 millimeter watch? Oh, I have a smaller wrist, so I can't wear a 42 millimeter watch. That's definitely not the case. It really matters with how long the lug to lug is. Is it over the size of your wrist from top to bottom? If it is, then that watch will most definitely feel like it fits way too large. Here's two watches that people are very familiar with, an IWC Mark 20 and a Submariner Date. You'll notice that these watches generally sit around the same size. The diameter of the IWC is 40 millimeters, while the Submariner Date's 41, very similar in sizing, but the lug to lug is completely different. For the IWC Mark 20, it sits at just around 49 millimeters, while the Submariner Date is 47.6. That's a pretty big difference, meaning if your wrist is pretty small, even though the IWC is 1 millimeter smaller in diameter, it's going to feel a lot larger than the Submariner Date that's 1 millimeter larger in diameter than the IWC. Lug to lug is really the measurement you want to look out for. When you have a top-down view of your watch or even a side profile when you're standing, that's going to be how the watch sits on your wrist naturally. If the watch hangs over the edges of your wrist, people are going to think it looks much too large. That being said, if the watch doesn't even come close to the size of your wrist and it looks way too small, that's when people will generally start to think that the watch is too small for your wrist. So, it's really important when you're buying a watch, understand what the lug to lug is as well as the diameter. Both of these measurements come into consideration, but lug to lug typically matters more when you're worried about how it's going to fit, look, and feel on your wrist. If you like watch content, give me a follow at Broadcasting Watches. I post new content on all of my channels every single day, and I thank you so much for watching. Let's go.